You're playing a while. We come up to 1987. Something happens that impacts you personally in 1987, right?
Yeah, I had a severe injury in my thumb, chronic tendonitis in my right thumb, and it wouldn't go away. And it got to the point the pain was just unbelievable, and I had cortisone injections, and I was on naproxen, all these medications, and actually it's what probably started to spur my battle with depression, you know, to see all your band, you know, that was the big hair band, or, you know, so all your friends are out, you know, meeting all the chicks and stuff, and, you know, that kind of thing.
You couldn't play guitar, could you?
Very poorly. I could barely hold a pick. It was pretty tough. It was hard. It hurt.
What happens? What do you do?
I spent all my money on every doctor I could find, and I went to about 11 of them, and they all told me, you're never going to play professionally again. And then in 1992, I actually found a doctor who said, if you do everything I tell you to do, he made something called a night splint. He said, put it on 5 o'clock at night, take it off in the morning. I want you to wear this for the next 2 years. And I'm going to put you on a drug called indomethacin, which is a very nasty drug with severe side effects. One of them is depression, and the other one is gastrointestinal, which I had a lot of problems later on in life. But he said, I think that this is going to help your problem. And I took that for about 6 months. And I had to start to learn to play all over again.
So, Chaz, 1987 comes, you have an injury. You're hurt, music is your passion, and now you're not playing, right?
No, it was horrible. It was very frustrating. And the only bit I could play is like some rhythm guitar, and I'd play with a friend who was a great guitar player to watch him playing. And I wanted to. It was almost like I likened it to a poet not being able to write. It had all this stuff in him, you know, and especially in the '80s when all that stuff was the big hair band and you know, all that stuff, you know.
But you're not satisfied with just being on the sidelines and taking no as an answer. You come back.
No, I just well, you know. I went to all these doctors, and finally I tried staying in my music program. I was a classical guitar major, so I took all the theory classes up to a BS level. I took 3 out of the 4 of the year trainings. I took 2 years of piano. I played through this cast, and finally the head of the dean of the music department said, "Look, from what I understand, I saw a doctor's report. This is not going to happen for you. I'm sorry to say, but I know you love music and you want to stay in the industry. You're going to be our first music business major. How do you feel about that in 1988? And we're going to get you a job interning at the Blue Note Jazz League." I was into Bon Jovi. I wasn't into jazz at the time, you know. So I said, all right, you know. So I go there. My first day I walk in, and they weren't too thrilled that I wasn't from, you know, a prestigious jazz school. You know, Jersey City State and Jersey City University wasn't very prestigious to them. And the man who I was reporting to wasn't real cool. So the first day I go in there, they tell me to go into the vault and organize all the Blue Note LPs in alphabetical order, and there's 10,000 of them. And they said, well, as long as there's 3 of each one, you're allowed to, you know, take some for yourself. I wasn't into jazz at the time. That epiphany didn't happen until 3 years later. But that's how I started out.